Welcome to today's intention. Today we are going to talk about the result. We always play looking at result. Oh, we love it. We love the result. We don't love the game. We don't love the tennis. We love the result. If we can get the result without playing tennis, it's okay. You will say not? Yes. It's like this. The only thing that you want in tennis is the result. So if you have the result, that's it. You cannot play. Also, this is the way that you leave the tournament. Because when you arrive to the tournament, you want to play with the worst. And you want to stay in the court the time that you need, no more than that. Why? Because you're playing by the result. That's what you're looking for. So you don't arrive to the tennis to play by the result. You just arrive to the tennis to play the experience. Actually, the first time that you play was an experience and you love it. There's no result in any place in that time. But when you learn this sport, then you just want the result. I don't know why. The result is not the game. The game is the experience. When you get the experience of something, you're not waiting for nothing. You're just waiting to live the experience. That is something that you don't know what is the answer, but you make the question in some way. But now you just want the answer. The thing is that we have to leave the result. The result is the against to the play. The result is not the play. The play is the experience. And when you complain, when you have fear, when you crash the racket to the ground, when you cry, when you whatever, when you get frustrated, is an experience that? No. Is the emotion that you got because you want the result. But if you leave the result, those emotions disappear. And you know what happened? What is the best thing? Is that the tennis get more space to play and to expand. Because the thing is that when we complain, we are putting away the game. In this case, the tennis. That's why exists another version of tennis. The padel, the pickleball, and the next racket sport that is going to be in a miniature or you play by the computer. That's why those sports start existing. Why? Because we have guilty of that situation. Because we think that the game, and we think clear and for sure that the game is difficult, that the game is a machine of thought, that we invented every word that is totally far from the game. But when that happens, we are living the game. And when one person complain and the other one is crashing the racket and the other one is frustrated and the other one's, the tennis lost a lot of places. And this is our fault. Because if the people just live the experience to play tennis and not looking for the result, and then do you think that the people need another racket sport? No, because with this one is enough. But we think that this is difficult, and we think like this, and we say to the people that is like this. So you sit with a person who never played tennis and they say, oh, you play tennis? Yes, yes, yes. And they say, oh, it's difficult. Yes, it's very difficult. You that play tennis to say that it's not difficult. The only problem is the thing that you pay attention, that you want. And remember, tennis is to give. Maybe you have to think about it, because maybe you never play. You have a lot of years in the tennis and you never play. How about that? And this video is just to try to get the idea that tennis is not the result. Tennis is experience. You just want the result. That's why you say that it's difficult. Yes, because the tennis is that direction. You go by the other direction. For sure, it's difficult. But if you change your mind, if you look to the right side, that you have to see that it's experience, that the experience give you into the game. And now that thought about tennis that is difficult now makes sense. And when someone say, oh, you play tennis, oh, it's difficult. No, it's not. Because this is going to be the right way to explain the tennis. Because if you play tennis and you know how to play tennis, you will say it's easier. The person who doesn't know to play tennis say it's difficult. It's right. But when the people say it is difficult, so they give you the answer, the question, you say, yes, it's difficult. And when you say that, you are leaving the game again. You are putting apart the tennis. And you have the choices to other bracket sport appears. And that's our fault. Yes, it's your fault. So we have to leave the attention on the result. We don't play by the result, because when you play by the result, you never play. And you want to play. And the game needs that you play. Why? Because when you play and the other play and the other play, the sport grow up. And when the sport grow up, doesn't have the possibility that another racket sport burn. Why? Because this is enough. This is growing up. But when you say that it's difficult, then it's going down. It's going smaller. And that's why a lot of people goes out of the tennis. So the tennis is an experience. And by the experience, you achieve the game. It's not a result. The result is something that you want to achieve for your identity, for your ego, but not for the game, not for the sport. And you are playing here to give to the sport, to share your energy to the sport, to make the sport bigger, to make the sport stronger, to make the sport life. Because our mind, our mindset can help or cannot. This time, every time that you say that is difficult, every time that you are not helping, every time that you experience, every time that the tennis is growing up. So we need to play by the experience, not by the result. The result is not the game. I hope you like this video and we'll see you soon. Bye.